And we are back with episode 5, part 3 of Coyote Canyon. To get us started with this episode, I'm going to play an ad.
Hey, Jenny, wanna go to the prom with me?
No way, dork. Get a life.
No.
What happened, Melvin? Did you stop eating your woodchuck bars?
They got too expensive. I've had to get 3 jobs just to cut down on my credit debt. Without them, I'll never amount to anything.
You're right, you know. But no need to despair. Try this.
Hooray! A woodchuck bar.
Not just any woodchuck bar. Why don't you turn it around?
A woodchuck econo bar?
That's right, Melvin. Our new Econo Bar uses 60% more cellulose, which has cut production costs down by 80%, and we're passing along some of the savings onto you.
Golly gee, that sounds great!
Isn't it though? Now instead of paying $7.99, you'll only pay a paltry $5.98 or $13.98 for a 2-pack.
That's all well and good, but how does it taste?
Why don't you try our new flavor, Butterscotch Haggis Medley? We take a fraction of our patented protein haggis schmear and mix it in our new cellulose batter. We lay it down on a bed of cellulose saltines and freeze dry on a layer of the toughest butterscotch this side of the Mississippi.
Oh yeah, I feel it now. Hey Jenny.
Mal, you came back.
That's right, Jenny. Thanks to Woodchuck Econo Bars.
Wait, you're poor?
Woodchuck Econo Bars.
They're affordable?
This company is so ridiculous.
For a split second, Jay didn't know he had the exact same face. It cracked me up so much.
Cellulose does cut down on cost. It really does.
All of you have disembarked the ferry over to this space, and off in the distance you hear Blam playing their music. And there's already a crowd forming as all of you kind of like hop onto the next like tram that stops for you guys. You guys get on board, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. All of you guys hop into the tram along with Copper Pete and the rest of your friends. Colt is currently with Clay, right? Okay. The tram ferries you up, and when you crest the hill to that gated area, the gate is no longer there, possibly no longer needing security. As when you enter, there are crowds of people moving towards a new entertainment area off to the right of the actual hotel in that weird L shape. It looks like some kind of stage, and there's like lights coming off of it, some like smoke lasers as Blam is rocking out. You guys approach?
Before we start moving in, one thing I want to do is actually give everyone a piece of the fire clay.
Okay.
Thanks.
So I'll pass that around and just say, remember that the blue spirit is in all of us and will protect us.
Hail Sinkla.
Thanks.
As you guys each receive a clump of the clay, Orion, now you have 1 bag left of the clay, okay, as you've expended the first bag. You guys begin to head over to the crowds. They are full, but Clay, you can see Duke right at the front, his arms just pumping in the air and just screaming along with the rest of the crowds.
Typical Duke.
As the music is much louder here, you see all, was it 18 members? I feel like I said 18 members, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, you see 17 members of Blam currently rocking out different weird instruments, and like 3 lead singers currently at the front, all doing like harmonies and different types of percussions are going on, but the crowds are loving it. As everything is kind of in motion, you guys snake your way through the crowds, and Clay, you make it up to the front where there's like a small space that could fit roughly your guys' group of people that Clay has been holding people away from. Sorry, not Clay. Duke has been holding people away from with his body. Oh, Clay, you made it. Come on. This is the best part. Whoa. That note. Oh. Take my soul. As at this point the crowd's still kind of murmuring and cheering around you guys, but the music's kind of like died down a little bit. But as the crowds are still stirring and cheering along with what's kind of going on in the space, you see Blam is acting kind of strange. They're moving about, shifting their instruments around. And there's this weird tension as the three lead singers kind of back away, making a bit of a triangle. And then a single spotlight drops in the middle of the three of them. And from the floor rises a figure you guys recognize as Mr. Cash. Welcome to the opening of my grand hotel. Tonight will be a most momentous occasion as I finally get my wish. You could say it is my deepest desire, something I've dreamed about for a very long time. Yes. Keep cheering like the fools you are. You're hearing none of this. I suppose we should get started. No time like the present. As from the third spire, it echoes out into the space, that heavy music that begins to distort the area, and the crowds just begin to cheer louder and louder around your surroundings. And with the music that's kind of echoing around the space, Orion, you see the sky changing color to a dusky green, with green stars emanating from all over the place, and the moon with a face hanging overhead. One by one, you all see this change in landscape and design as the music is pulsing with rhythm. Clay, I need you to roll a flight for me.
Oh, sorry.
3. You don't... here, I'm going to go ahead and give you a token. You don't have a lot of notice before you feel Colt kind of shaking and jerking around you. I'm sorry, Clay. And he ejects you from the space. As he kind of closes up from behind, you see the feathered wings change shape into heavy metal hooves, and the head contort back and pull, kind of elongate sort of, and the head turns into that of a horse of some kind. The entire body is still anthropomorphic, humanoid in nature, and still a suit, but he has changed into something more rigid, solid, made of metal. He still has hands, but they're decorated to look like, hooves. I'm a horse. I'm back to being a horse. Oh, I've dreamed about this, but I didn't think it would happen. Oh no. Clay,
Yeah?
can you still... Can I still... Can I still help you?
I don't know.
He reaches and pops off his head. Well, that still works. And he plunks it on your head.
Okay.
He walks over and grabs Orion, Penny, Kimberly, and Frankie, just the disembodied horse of the mascot that is now Colt. Here! He pulls off one arm, and he plunks it onto Orion's arm. And then he's like, oh, I don't know how I'm going to do this. Oh, this is coming from Clay. This is where you're hearing the voice.
Yeah.
Here, Kimberly, take this arm.
Okay.
Oh, actually, Penny, take this arm.
Okay.
You take the arm and you plop it on, and Kimberly, he's like, take my torso.
Oh, okay.
You unplunk it and you stick it onto yourself, and it kind of adheres, kind of like a vest, and you feel your side, like the pressure is keeping it with no pain now.
Oh, that feels
Frankie,
so much better.
the legs! Jump into the legs!
Sure.
You kind of hop into the legs, and all of you have a part of Colt now. I feel like something bad's about to happen. This may be the best way to use it, but my power is still unified, so be careful.
Alright. Okay.
Should we throw fire powder at the stage and knock the music off?
And then you see as Cash waves his hand, and the strange chanting music stops. That should be good for now. Just a little longer. Back to the performance, I suppose? He waves his hand, and the strange trance breaks, and everyone is back to, like, a bit of confusion? It's murmuring now. It's not so much cheering. For the next part of tonight, we have a very special guest. I welcome him to the stage now. And he kind of lowers down as that single spotlight now redirects back onto the stage, and mist begins to fill the entirety of the stage. Lasers start going off, and people start hearing music again. As the music plays, there's a swell in the audience. As Duke stands up, no way! And slowly ascending from the middle of the stage, on a slightly raised platform, is the Ebony Man himself, singing with those sultry tones just in his back.
Nice.
Very nice.
As he starts playing his titular song, that kind of launched his own single career. The entirety of Blam is behind him. The crowd is going absolutely nuts. And Duke is like, oh my gosh.
Duke, no!
As he faints off to the side, his cassette just kind of clatters to the ground, and people are just dancing to this fantastic song.
I very quickly try to grab the cassette before anybody steps on it.
Yeah, you do. It's pretty simple. You swipe it from the ground. As Blam begins to play, Frankie.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll brains for me. With a 5, you see dangling around the sequined shirt of Justin is a key, one that you haven't seen before, onyx in structure. It looks like the key to the third spire.
I relay this to the group.
You quickly, through the crowd, yell at everyone, which is a whisper in this crowd, that information.
We can either wait for him to go backstage, or we can accost him now with enough distraction.
Oh, if we get him now, I can
We
also
can
get
freeze time and just take it, and then let the concert continue.
True. I was gonna try to get an autograph at Duke.
Let's just freeze time. That way we can use the distraction of the song after the time starts again.
Yeah.
All right. So how do we do this though? We all have pieces of Colt. Colt, how does this work?
I think all of you can use the power, but I only have the same amount of power I had before. I can just... anyone can use it now.
Oh. Then why am I stuck with the head?
Well, I just assumed since you wore it so much, it was that or Frankie got the head. I wasn't sure.
All right.
Because you're Colt's favorite, Clay.
I wouldn't say that, but...
Am I any taller?
yeah. What was that, Frankie?
Am I any taller with the legs?
A little bit taller.
Okay. Can I... We're up at the front of the stage, right?
Yeah. They're starting up their next song, and everything's gonna keep going. I only have 3 songs for Blam, so I'm just gonna...
During the lull, freeze time. Before the next song begins, just...
So now.
I'm going to
we have do
activate
that now.
freeze time. Yeah.
Okay, so, how many tokens?
2.
2? Okay.
We've got a bunch.
So with 2 tokens, the music stops dead, as it's enough area to cover the venue.
Oh, sweet.
Before we act, I want to
And
see.
then you hear, accompanied with it, emanating from Colt.
He's producing creepy music.
Yeah,
but
that
it's not as
music is...
creepy as the other stuff. It's
Yeah,
not as
the music-
scary.
The music is kind of emanating from the time displacement. It happened once before, the first time you used time stop.
Okay, well...
Everything's kind of slowed down, except for Justin, who's still singing this song up on the stage.
Okay. Is anyone else moving at all?
Nope.
Like Mr. Cash isn't here. Like we don't see anything else.
No, everything else seems to be stopped.
So
Okay.
I'm going to climb up on the stage and try to talk to Justin.
Okay. You go up on the stage and you like touch his shoulder, and he's like,
It's all right. It's all right, Justin. It's all right. Just
"What
Relax.
happened?
it's all right. Don't worry.
Wait, what happened to the concert?
It'll
I'm
be
only
back.
here for an hour."
Don't worry. It'll be back in like 2 seconds. Real quick. Could you sign
Sure.
this?
Of course. I love my fans. He pulls out like a Sharpie. Who am I making this out to?
Duke.
Duke? Heart, winky face,
Yeah, can
XOXO.
Can you put a little PS there? Like you owe Clay 1.
You owe Clay 2.
Oh, awesome. All right, thank you. Also,
There you go.
that necklace that you're wearing.
Oh, this?
Yeah,
This is the key to my room.
this is gonna sound strange, but hear me out.
Okay.
Could I borrow it?
Roll charm.
With a horse head.
He's seen Stranger Things at his concert.
Oof.
I want to donate a token.
Ooh.
I
Was
want to put 2 on that.
2? Yeah.
Yeah.
He looks at his key. He looks at you. All right, but don't do anything weird, all right?
I promise, Justin, sir. I won't do a thing.
Okay. Nice to meet you, Mr. Horseman. He pats the
We
snout.
all get on the stage to go back to the back of the stage because it's really crowded. Right?
Yeah, it's probably a good idea.
So you guys are gonna loop around.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll bring it at the end of the concert. Sound good?
Sounds good. Yeah.
All right. Thanks.
Of course.
All right, y'all. Let's go.
I wink
What
at
about
them.
what about my concert?
Oh,
It'll start up. You're good.
it'll start up in a second. Just
keep singing.
keep playing, keep singing. You do you. You're great, Justin. Everybody loves you.
Thank you. As you guys move to the back of the stage, do you drop the time stop?
Yeah, once we're behind the
Once
stage.
we're out of sight, yeah.
Well, y'all, I got the key.
Good job.
I didn't expect that from you, but good job.
What do you mean you didn't expect that from me?
I'm just saying, you don't usually have such an easy time persuading people.
I happen to be very charming, Penny.
Okay.
Even with the horse's head on my head.
That's right.
Also, I got the autograph of Duke.
Nice.
Who you left unconscious in the
That's
front
fine.
of
He'll
the.
be fine. He'll be all right.
That's his fault.
Okay. So what are you guys doing now? You're in the back of the stage area.
We have a date with that last spire, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So we can
Yeah.
burn the
Anything-
to the ground.
Anything interesting or helpful back here? Or is it just all sound system stuff?
It's just sound system stuff, and a couple like makeshift dressing rooms.
Okay.
Colt pipes up. I think we should go see Mr. Gray Skies.
Do you know where he is? Right now?
I think Clay knows.
Has he moved from when I last met him?
You're not sure.
But okay. Well, y'all remember when we first came to the hotel?
You
How could I
stroke
forget?
the horse beard as you talk.
Y'all remember when we first came to the hotel, and everything turned real wonky, and y'all fought a spider,
Yeah. How could I
Yeah.
forget?
but I wasn't there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I met Mr. Gray Skies in the cafeteria of the buffet place
Interesting.
while y'all were fighting the spider. Time stopped while I was talking to him. So, yeah.
Well, if Colt thinks we need to see him, then we probably need to go see him. And
He was
That's-
very nice. He was a very nice man.
isn't that also the man that Copper Pete mentioned?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of Copper Pete, you see like plopping out of the crowd and kind of like spilling out. Copper Pete like joins you guys in the backstage area.
Okay.
Yo,
yeah.
left me.
Oh, sorry, Pete.
Sorry.
Do you find
I haven't
anything
even found the alcohol yet.
Well, we're going to the buffet. I'm sure there's drinks there.
Let's go to the buffet.
All right.
Let's do it.
And he starts sauntering with you guys. You move away from the crowds, and the music gets softer and softer. You can still kind of hear it in the background because it's still very loud in the interior of the casino. But entering the casino, you see a lot of adults. All kind of like playing different like games within the casino area itself. The lobby area that you guys have seen before is pristine. No gunshots, nothing, no broken glass. It looks like nothing ever happened. And standing at the reception is the woman, the receptionist that you had spoken to before, who is currently helping many people like get their rooms for opening day.
So we're
I
just
say
gonna
we
ignore
try to
her.
avoid her
Right.
and just sneak that way into the cafeteria.
Okay, you guys, as quietly as possible, move unobtrusively towards the cafeteria area, which is fairly full with like a bunch of customers and people just enjoying themselves, having a good time talking. There's waiters and stuff passing between this large gallery of tables, booths, and the massive buffet on one side where there's lines of people just waiting their turn to get food. In the little stepped up area next to the giant mural, you see the wheelchaired man with a blanket on his lap, wearing a white suit and eating Salisbury steak with mashed potatoes. He's a little ways across, and there's a velvet rope that's currently barring your entry.
Is there like a sign or something near the rope, like designating that like as a VIP area or something like that?
Yeah, you see that it says private exclusive on a little, like, one of those dainty little signs next to the ropes.
Is there anyone other than Mr. Gray Skies, like a guard?
No, it's just Mr. Gray Skies up there. No one seems to be, like, going near it, though.
Okay. Y'all, I think that's Mr. Gray Skies right there. That's where we got to talking last time.
Okay. Well, then I guess let's go.
You recognize that guy, Pete?
I do.
That's your friend?
He is.
Wait, Peter Cole.
Oh, thank you.
But
I made a mistake.
But, I mean, both. It's important that Colt knows him too, because he can confirm.
Pete says, I've never seen him before in my life. Wait a moment. That's the nice man. That's the nice man that speaks to me sometimes.
What you guys talk about?
I don't know. I've never seen him before in my life.
I take a look around. Is there like a bar somewhere?
Yeah. There's people like with like champagne and stuff walking around.
I'm gonna just, since I've got a horse head, can I just grab a glass of champagne and hand it to Pete?
You grab a glass of champagne from the faceless woman that passes you by.
Oh, fun.
So I like internally cringe, and I just hand the glass of champagne to Pete.
You hand the glass to Pete, and he quickly just downs it.
Well, Clay,
That's much better.
Clay, since you're the one who met Mr. Gray Skies before, why don't you go and talk to him? Maybe just stay at the steps and not like actually enter the practically empty private space, or you'll draw attention to yourself.
I would also like to talk to him.
Yeah, take Pete and Colt.
Pete and you want me to take Pete too?
Yeah, absolutely take Pete.
Pete, do you want to talk to this guy?
Why not?
All right. Kim.
Yes.
I think I'm going to have to go in there to talk to him. I mean, it's
Okay.
It's a private area. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I think y'all need to just keep an eye out for me. And
While this is happening, I just unhook the velvet rope thing and flop it to the side.
You unhook the velvet rope thing.
are we that close? I
Frankie-
thought we're still at the entrance to the buffet.
No, we
I figured like you were walking and talking as you were moving towards the velvet ropes, and then you having this conversation in front of the velvet ropes. Orion rips off the velvet ropes, and Penny, Kimberly, and Frankie, you all look around, and the serving staff, the faceless, all kind of slowly turn and look in your direction. They're not advancing; they're continuing about their like duties, but they have noticed the disturbance.
Wait, the faceless staff turned to look.
Yeah.
I told you guys, sneaky was better.
All right. Well, y'all handle this while I go talk to Mr. Grace, guys. So
Cool.
Come on, Pete. So I walk up the steps and I sit across.
I'm coming. Clay, you walk up the steps, and Mr. Gray Skies is just eating his Salisbury steak, and he sees you. Oh, hello, young man. Would you like some dinner?
Yeah, some dinner would be nice. I suddenly realize I've been going all day long without actually having any food.
Oh, that's not healthy for you. Please, have a seat.
Thank you.
You see the table that was in front of him. There was no other chairs because he's in a wheelchair, and all of a sudden there is a seat opposite him.
Is there a seat for Pete too, or just me?
Just you at the moment.
Okay. Do you mind if I invite my friend to sit with us?
Of course. Pull up a chair.
Pete, come on over.
Another chair appears, and Pete's like, "Oh, thank you." He kind of waddles over and like plunks himself down. Got any beer? Of course. And a giant glass of frothy beer appears in front of him. Ooh, boy. And he starts sipping.
Just real quick, just so everybody knows, we are not enabling alcoholism here.
No, of course not. But
because we've been giving this alcoholic a lot of alcohol. Anyway,
but he begins to happily drink this beer that appeared out of nowhere. Have I seen you before somewhere?
Yeah. It seems like a long time ago, but it was.
You can take off the headdress if you'd like.
Oh, right. Colt, if you want to say anything, just jump in whenever. So I kind of put him on the table in front of Pete.
Colt doesn't say anything.
All right. It seems like a long time ago, but it was actually just yesterday that I was here, speaking with you, sir.
Really?
In the midst of a time freeze of some sort.
I feel like I would remember, but I'm having trouble with memories lately.
Right. Are you the one they call Mr. Gray Sky?
Mr. Gray Skies. I had that name a long time ago. He looks over at Colt. And he puts his hand on the snout. You were such a good horse. He closes his eyes and they turn gold. All of you see the entire space freeze. And then you see the shimmering around Colt, this gold light slowly drifting towards Mr. Gray Skies. Clay, Penny, Kimberly, Frankie, Orion. Thank you for keeping Colt safe. He's a dear friend of mine.
Well, I feel, sir, he's become quite a dear friend of ours too.
Please join me at my table.
Okay. Sure.
All of you kind of come up, and more chairs have appeared around a table that's gotten slightly larger. Do you have the stones?
Most of them.
All but one.
You put those stones in front of him?
I guess I'm just kind of holding it.
May I? He takes the stone, and that strange silver light around it wavers and shakes, almost like not liking his presence. And his eyes glow more and more intensely gold as the silver slowly seeps away from it and is replaced with a golden light. Not much more time now. I've been Mr. Gray Skies for over 400 years now. It was my fault. I broke everything, thinking Maladrasda would aid me. And this man This Hook, he tricked me. He stole the hotel from me. He knows what's here, and he brought the song back. The echo of the mirage is singing to the stone. This stone holds the potential of dreams. It holds the power of our minds and can grant anything. Maladrasda had a song that can manipulate it. Hook found the song and brought it back here. If you would indulge me, he reaches forward, and all of you flash into a vision.
Mr. Hook. Oh, Sonny. Up and about, are we? You sure do struggle. I will fight with every breath, even if it tears me apart. How nice for you. But you should really give up. It would make things much easier for you. Hook, you need to stop. You're messing with things that will have catastrophic consequences. If I fail, Sonny, only if I fail. Listen to me. If you succeed, if you bring him back, you'll be damning this whole town to erasure. So, who cares? They won't. Nobody will. They won't exist as far as the world is concerned, and if they somehow manage to keep existing, they can claw and rip their way to exist again, like I had to. It's not right, Hook. It will cascade and grow in size. Before you know it, everything will be out of control. Pure chaos. Using the entire town's will and desire to resurrect him will cement this reality as the true one. Exactly as planned. That's what you just don't get, Sonny. This town, these people, are just fuel. I'll use their dreams and desires, bend them to the image of my father, and bring him back to reality. Then I'll leave this town, the way I came, through the mirage. I'll worm my way back to reality this time, with my father in tow, and together, with everything I've learned and gained, he will shape the world in the way that it should be. There's no hope. You just can't see what a monster you've become. Tell me something, Hook. Given the way everything happened to you, the way you lost reality, how do you know your father was ever even real? The nerve, the absolute gall you have. Barnacle flakes. Oh, forgive me, but where's my room located? Right this way, Mr. Gray Skies. Right this way.
The vision flashes back, and you're back in the room with Mr. Gray Skies. Nothing has moved. Time is still. This cash must be stopped. He has the last stone, and he has the song, and he has the people's will.
How do we take all of that away from him?
It's all a dream. All of this is just a dream. And what do you do to get rid of a nightmare?
You wake up.
He nods in your direction.
But everyone's having the same dream?
In a way, people are affected differently. Some people aren't capable of the same depth of dreams. They aren't able to maintain sleep for long. It really depends on when he first played the song. If people were awake, if they were asleep, insomnia is a horrible thing. But it might have saved some.
So how do we wake everyone else up? Like,
It's the song. The song is being played for Maladrasda. You just have to play it the correct way. And he waves his hand. The song cuts out. The echo of the mirage has been twisted to something vile. He has the record, and he's projecting it. Or maybe Maladrasda is at this point. I don't think he's in control anymore. What's important is I can't stop him. I must remain as weak as I am to protect. As long as I can, I'm giving you all of my remaining power. But know the cost of Cash's foolishness. There must always be a Mr. Grey Skies.
okay.
Do you understand?
Alright, you are Mr. Grey Skies, but you said it wasn't going to last much longer? Does
No.
that mean someone else has to become Mr. Grey Skies?
Yes.
Does it... How does that happen?
Someone must choose.
Oh.
So once we play the song correctly, someone will have to choose to be Mr. Grey Skies.
And make the wish on the stone of Maladrasda.
Maladrasda was mentioned before. It's some kind of deity?
No. It's a spirit, a being, and it's hard to explain. Maladrasda is like me. It serves a purpose.
Okay.
But that purpose has been twisted, altered.
So we just have to put it back to the right path, untwist it.
Yes.
Okay.
The song must be stopped or reversed. But it cannot continue in the way it is. The people, they're being drained and taken over. You've seen them. He looks out into the crowds. The faceless, still all pointed in your direction and slowly beginning to move again.
How can we protect against the faceless until we can reverse the record?
I'm sorry to say, when our conversation is over, my reign as Mr. Grey Skies will end. The protection I've given you will last as long as Colt does.
All right.
That alone is keeping you from the draw of the song. These people, knowing now that you've spoken with me, will be taken over. Make your way to the third spire. Destroy or reverse the record. That's all there is now.
All right.
Okay.
Well, thank you, sir, for your service during these 400 years. And we hope to make it right.
If I may, he looks over at the horse head, and he pets it on the snout, and the entire thing shifts, and you see a large copper horse. It looks like a full horse made entirely out of metal, but sleek and polished. And he's just stroking the snout. Thank you, Colt. And Colt nuzzles his face. You've been a great friend. The vision vanishes. And he looks at all of you one more time, and gives you a smile. And he vanishes. And then a lot of things happen all at once. Immediately, the song starts playing. But a little differently. As echoed through the entire facility, the chant begins to play out. The voice of Cash echoing, and all of the hollows jittering and then ripping open and consuming the nearest person near them. As they completely envelop, they begin to contort and change in size. 10 or 11 are currently in this room, mid-transformation. As the song comes to a halt, the attacks don't stop, and people seems to have broken out of some spell, and panic ensues throughout the entire space. What do you guys like to do?
Use it. Let's just book it to the spiral.
Beeline, yeah.
So I grab Colt's head and put it back on.
I'm gonna miss him so much.
I know, Colt. It's all right. As I pet the face.
You pat the face. What was that?
Just to be clear, are these the same spider-like creatures we dealt with in the mine?
No, these are these were the faceless. The faceless hollows are turning into the spiders you fought at the hotel,
the first time.
Episodes ago.
Yeah.
Go ahead, sorry.
So they're in mid-transformation now. What are you guys doing?
Booking it to the spiral.
Run.
Y'all, we gotta go.
What is going on? Oh my goodness!
Let's go, Pete!
Come on, Pete!
Pete, let's go!
All right, hold on. He stands up. He's knocking things over, and he's trying to make it around the table with you guys. As you begin to book it out of the dining areas, people are being attacked by these spider-like creatures, from all sides. You guys dash to the main desk area where the receptionist has already transformed into a spider and is taking out people one by one, slamming them against walls and glass. Not noticing you. You guys duck out through the side doors since you've already been in this place. It's not that difficult to navigate, but you get to the pool area and there are spiders floating on the top of the water. You know, like spiders can do. But it's a humanoid looking thing. It's awful. That are fishing people out of the water, and their giant mouths are opening and eating the people. It's pandemonium everywhere.
I shout to the rest of the team. Y'all remember, this is just a nightmare. We can fix this. Let's go.
Right.
While we're running,
A nightmare that can harm us. That's all.
Can I be looting Orion's backpack of the 6 vials and be pouring them into Clay's head as we're making the dash?
You really don't know what personal space is, do you?
It's just a bad dream, Orion. You don't have any vials anymore, Orion, by the way.
Okay.
Okay, so Colt has regained 2 additional points. As you begin to move, all of your eyes are still glowing, and the song is back to its basic form, kind of cacophonous in all this area. You make it to the foot of the 3rd spire, the tallest, and the one that's echoing the music out to the rest of the space. You see, from where you're standing now, you have a fairly good view of Coyote Canyon in the distance that's slowly sinking beneath the wake.
Oh, that's not good.
So,
And then, Orion,
yeah.
I need you to roll brains for me.
Oh, nice.
Orion,
14.
in your heart, you feel a surge of something. A powerful energy. And then you see, like out of the corner of your eye, a small tuft of blue light coming from around the side of the hotel. As you see, your mother and your father run around, both holding blue flames in their hands and chucking it at the nearest spiders. Your mother and your father both holding blue fire and chucking it at the nearest spiders. Immediately, they begin to like burst into flames as this blue fire is just consuming everything. You see Lyra and Ursa coming around the side alongside Saguaro. On the shoulders of Ursa is Jamie, also holding 2 fistfuls of this blue flame. In his hands, they're kind of crackling with this like electric light as he's just happily tossing it in all directions. And looks like the hippies aren't so peace-loving. As Saguaro is currently twirling 2 sticks, both of them having blue flames at the ends, and just spinning them around and hitting all the spiders he can get a hold of.
You guys just got a lot cooler.
Is that
I'm gonna try to summon this power.
So go ahead and roll grit.
I will put a chip into that too.
Okay. You like kind of try and summon whatever this is, and Kimberly, as you're kind of all stopped in front of the place, whoever has the key is trying to get into like
I have the key.
into the access panel to like get inside the building. You watch as Orion's eyes go from gold to blue, and then from his pocket where the clay is, it ignites into a blue flame.
Orion.
Your pocket's
you're
on fire.
You're on fire.
Oh! Wait, what?
The pocket where the clay was, it ignited, and now the clay is on fire.
Praise St.
Can
Claude.
I just try to grab it?
Drop and
You
roll.
Hold it?
You grab it and you can hold it in your hand. You can take small clumps and just start throwing it like fireballs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did it only ignite his, or do the rest of us, because he gave us all clay?
Only his.
Okay.
Okay. So ours probably won't be very much use to us.
You're not sure. As Orion's just chucking small pebbles of blue flame out. Go ahead and roll fight for me just to see what happens.
Fight?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's my weakest. Yeah.
Yeah. You get that adversity token back though.
Okay.
As you lob the fire thing, it hits Saguaro in the head. And
Sorry!
Now his hair's on fire and he's like trying to pat it out.
I'm new at this!
I'm gonna take my clay and just. Oh, do you still have? Does Orion still have some, or did he throw it all?
I just took a small piece.
Okay.
Yeah, he still has a ball of blue flame in his hand.
I'm gonna light my clay on fire with from his fire and see if I can hold it or if I have to drop it.
Okay, you touch the clay to his blue fire, and immediately you feel like it's incredibly hot. So you're kind of like starting to have to juggle it. You can technically hold it, but not for a very long time, and your eyes aren't currently turning blue.
Okay. I'm gonna just hurl it at one of the monsters then. Get
Okay,
it out of
roll a fight for me as Clay has opened the access panel.
Good.
13.
Nice!
You see Orion's father is currently battling one of the spiders. You chuck it in that direction, and it catches it in its flank, and it begins to ignite in the blue flame.
Nice.
I told you should have joined us for the bonfires, Penny.
Not now, Orion.
As the access door...
This clay is useless to me, Orion. Here, and I just throw it at him, and he...
Okay.
Right, can we go in?
It's open, let's go!
Alright, let's go.
You guys start entering the space, and then Orion from behind you hear, Oreo!
Bring him with us. Just bring him with us.
Keep firing, Jamie.
Jamie has 2 fists of fire and walks up to you and hugs you.
Sure, I'll take him. I guess.
You kind of
Alright.
like pick him up. It's like
I'll put him on my shoulders.
he's like pop, 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 pop. He's just like throwing it at random stuff.
Are you sure
As you
you want to take him?
Who else? Where else?
Actually,
can we go?
no. I'll let him stay with.
Saguaro runs up and it's like, Jamie, come on, stop bothering them. What are you kids? I gotta keep fighting. He like puts him on his shoulder and starts running off in the direction of the
Okay.
spiders. You guys enter the access elevators. You walk in, and the entire thing begins to ascend. You're listening to that music still kind of playing. In like a Muzak style version of it though. As it's currently ascending. Anything you guys want to do before?
Yes. I do have a technical question.
Sure.
Outside of the game. I know that you said that Colt has all his powers. Now, do we have to agree on what power we're using
No.
all at once?
At
Or do
any
we all
point,
use-
at any point, you can say, "I'm using this power" and use a token.
as long as we keep track of the tokens. Okay.
Correct.
So, kind of going off of that, if she's using something, can
You
I
can do something else.
That's what we
do
said.
something else at the same time? Okay, excellent.
But if we're looking to use our vials to refill, does it have to go through the head?
No.
Okay.
Okay. I think I have the last 6.
Yeah, don't use them. We're basically
No.
full right now, but
Oh, you don't have. Okay, cool.
Anyway.
Aiden, also, do you still have that black sludge ivy?
The what?
No, both of the IVs just splattered on the ground.
No,
Oh,
one,
okay,
one
okay.
didn't. The one that fell at your feet, I explicitly said it hadn't splattered.
yeah.
Oh,
I figured you took it.
I suppose I have it then.
So that could be more fuel too.
Potentially. I don't want to use it until he'd be lower on tokens in that case, just due to the volume.
Cool. So
You
we got a lot
guys-
of extra stuff.
The elevator pings, and the doors slide open. As before, the key kind of ejects from where it is, and you're in a long hallway. At the end, there is a set of white double doors. The music is very loud here. I'm going to switch the music actually too. But keep it kind of low because it's... You guys are in the elevator.
Okay.
Let's go to the door.
You guys move through the space towards the set of double doors. There's like 2 golden handles.
I'm gonna open it.
Yeah,
Open 'em up.
open them.
You like pull them down and push them open. It's a large kind of ballroom, and the dead center of it is kind of an upright record player with one of those like giant horns at the top.
Big phonograph.
Yes, it's currently playing counterclockwise.
We gotta just go the other way. How do we do that? Anyone know?
Let's just, there's probably a button to reverse direction or something.
Yes.
We
Yeah.
can
Some
destroy it,
button lever or
too.
something.
If not,
I
we could
feel like we need.
the record.
Yeah,
We
I
can
feel like it would be better if we played it the right way and then destroyed it.
I'm just saying if we can't get to it, we can also destroy it. And maybe
Sure.
we can destroy it with Colt's manipulation of matter.
Okay.
If we can't get to it.
Well,
I'm gonna
let's
look
see if we
around.
can
There's
interrupt
something
them
else.
first.
Yeah.
Penny, go ahead and roll brains for me.
2.
Yeah.
You look around. There's a large chandelier and kind of an upper balcony of the space. Think not Cinderella. Beauty and the Beast. The giant ballroom. Only there's like a large, like upright record player. You see the record currently spinning counterclockwise on the thing. Occasionally it skips. You guys have not entered the room yet. You're just kind of at the doorway.
Okay. I know Penny just looked around, but can I do that as well? Can I just scan the room real fast to see if anything's okay? Brains?
Yeah. With an 8, you're kind of looking. You look up at the chandelier. You look at either side of the doors, and then your eye takes you up to the upper balcony on the top left, and standing there is Mr. Hook, just looking down at you.
Hey,
His
guys.
eyes are also glowing bright red.
Oh. Guys, we're not alone. Upper left balcony. Cash is here.
Orion, can you shoot the evil wizard with your blue fireballs?
I can certainly try.
Go ahead and roll a fight for me, Orion.
Wait. Before that, he doesn't even make a move or say anything to us. He's just looking at us.
Yep.
Well, Orion does that. Can I beeline for the phonograph?
Sure. Go ahead and roll a flight for me.
Oh,
I'm just gonna rack up those failures. Just you wait.
I'll spend my only token on it. I'll make it a 4.
Okay. As Frankie is running straight towards the phonograph, Orion, you run out into the room and throw one of the blue fireballs. Mr. Hook, spins off of the balcony. The fireball kind of ricochets on the wall, and he flies in your direction at an incredible speed.
Can I use a token?
I rolled an 18.
Oh, okay.
For cash. So his finger touches your forehead, Orion. And all of you watch as the golden eyes recede from his face, and the blue is beginning to flicker out as black tendrils begin to emanate from his forehead. Orion, you see visions of everything that's happened through the entire day and the day before. You feel memories just rushing, and then you see the face of Cash. Ah, I see. And then he shoves you back. You kind of tumble backwards into the entry hall. The darkness continues to spread. Your eyes are still faintly glowing blue. Mr. Cash is standing there. Frankie, as you're running, you feel time slow. And then his hand kind of spins around, and you spin around as well. I don't think so. As he bats you away, you go flying across to the side. Go ahead and roll another flight for me, Frankie. You crash into one of the beams onto the side and just go kind of limp. You're still conscious, but you are hurt.
Okay, real quick. Do you guys think if we pause time with our stuff, it'll cancel his out?
Maybe. Give that a shot.
Way to try.
Okay, I'm gonna try that and see what happens.
Okay, Kimberly, you kind of hold out your hand. How many tokens are you using?
2.
Okay.
You know what? We're gonna make it 3.
What? No.
No? 2. All right, 2. 2 tokens.
With 2 tokens, you see you extend your hand, and Colt's the Colt arm, kind of the hairs stand on end, and the same time starts to play around him, and you see this weird color of light weirdly refracting around Mr. Cash, as you hear a second song playing just a bit louder than the chant.
I want to try to make a run for it.
I'm gonna lower both of them because they're very loud. At that, he begins to move a little bit slower. He's not able to. He's kind of like moving through molasses. As go ahead and roll flight for me.
Me? Or Gabby?
No,
Oh, okay.
Clay. 3. Would you like to use an adversity token?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, wrong way.
Yeah.
As you run past Cash, he attempts to hit you with something. You just see a blur of dark motion behind you, and something smack into the wall opposite. But it misses you by a hair, as you have reached the phonograph. Hold on.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Penny, what are you doing?
I'm going to also use. I'll just use one token. I want to try to use the manipulation powers to wrap. I don't exactly know how it works, but I figure it's the dark matter, right?
Yeah.
So I can wrap it around Cash, maybe his eyes or his neck, or just anything to restrain him further.
From your arm, how many tokens are you using? 1?
I'm using one.
Okay. From Colt's arm, oops, messed that up. There we go. A dark tendril flies out. It kind of looks like a beach blanket, and it wraps around Cash, kind of trying to hold him in place in the slow motion. So far, it looks like it's holding. Mm-hmm. You're kind of maintaining the arm, trying to hold him in place. Think Thanos with all the people kind of on top of him, trying to hold him down. Kimberly using the time stop, you using the tendril. Orion, you kind of sit back up. That darkness is continuing to pull around you as Copper Pete pulls you to your feet. No, not yet, buddy. Not yet. Here. And he puts his hand around your forehead. And you feel the darkness pull away, and it like absorbs into his hand. I'm not very useful in this, but you are. Go.
I think we found our Mr. Grace, guys.
Okay. I'm gonna try one more time to run forward, and this time instead of shooting a fireball, I'm just gonna run up and punch him with my flame hand.
Okay, go and roll a fight. As Frankie, you've kind of recomposed yourself and gotten up. What are you doing?
I am going to.
I'll put 2 tokens into that.
Okay. I'll get to that in a second. Ryan, go ahead, Frankie.
I was going to say I'm going to jab that IV into my leg, I suppose. The black matter.
Okay. You take the IV and you jam it. Well, it's not really a jam. It doesn't have a needle. You just kind of rip off the top. As the black matter begins to ooze out, you just splash it onto the leg, the entire thing. I'm going to roll real quick. Holy. Okay. I rolled a natural 20 on that.
Oh! Shoot.
Colt is overcharged.
Yeah.
That's
Overcharged isn't good.
It'll work right now. Use some tokens, guys.
It's good temporarily, guys. It's good temporarily.
As
Whoa.
That's a lot of tokens, guys.
As Colt's fur, his eyes, everything begins to glow and like almost incandescently in the space. Your time slow begins to kind of harden around Cash. The blanket turns more into like a wrought iron steel around Cash's form.
Can I gallop at him to like end my turn?
Sure. You start like clip-clopping towards Cash at full speed. As Orion, with all these weird solidifications, you still see a bit of the dark energy rip apart, and the face of Cash elongating out of the space, kind of like a snake, trying to wriggle out of it, and you punch him square in the face. with the blue fire. It kind of flashes into his area, and you hear a otherworldly roar kind of echo from this strange form begins to malform. Clay, you hear this all behind you. What are you doing?
Can I get a quick look at it? Is there a lever to reverse it?
You look at the record. In the needle that's currently playing the record is the last stone.
Oh, okay.
You see on the sides of the mechanism, there's a lot of weird levers and buttons with weird runes and inscriptions that you've never seen before.
Okay, so I'm going to just ignore all of that, and I'm just going to pull the tone arm and just pull it off of the record.
Okay, you grab it and you begin to pull. Nothing happens.
Okay. Colt, what do you think here, buddy?
I don't know. I got like a lot of energy right now. I don't know what's going on, but like I feel really great. Everything's very powerful for some reason. I'm not entirely sure. Let me look at this. You feel like the eyes just kind of like moving really quickly over the console. Well, let's see. Yeah, I don't understand it at all.
Oh, thank you. I grab my hammer out of my backpack and I just smash it.
The record?
Yeah.
Okay. You grab the hammer and you smash down onto it. Roll fight for me. With a 4, as you smash down to it, it slows.
Okay.
And you make contact. The hammer recoils from the space, even though it had slowed down at first. After the record scratches, you look around you and everything changes momentarily. For that sudden instance where the record stopped playing, there was nothing around you. You were floating many feet above the mountain on the opposite side of Coyote Canyon.
For that split second, did I still have Colt?
For that split second, you were still wearing Colt.
Okay.
And then everything kind of returned. Everyone kind of sank for you guys all kind of sank for a moment.
So as soon as like that thing is destroyed, everyone just start flying.
We have to turn it backwards, though.
Yeah. Can we like force it backwards? If like we don't know the
We're not
proper
there.
level.
You're
but-
not there. You're not there with me.
Shoot, you're right. You're right.
It's now Mr. Cash's turn. As he was hit with the blue flame, you see from within the cocoon of time and weird darkened metal, it begins to expand, trying to break out of your hold. The weird like snake thing is now kind of completely embroiled in this blue flame that is slowly crackling around its form. And for a moment, it vanishes entirely. And then Cash is standing off to the right. In his hand is Jamie. He's currently holding him at about waist height by the head. Jamie's scared and a little confused. Now let's all calm down. Wouldn't want anything untoward to happen, now would we? You seem to have the misconception that you can control this dream. It is my dream. All of this is mine. All of you are mine. Though I'm not the one you should worry about. As my plans are, well, somewhat in tatters, having lost the power vital to the recreation. I found something far more interesting, thanks to you, Orion. The blue fire. the spirit Sinclair. There may be yet another way I can obtain my goals. But Maladrasda is becoming a bore even for me. He waves with a flick of his hand behind him, and a tear opens. You see ashen grass and green skies. I'll take my consolation prize. He hefts up Jamie and like launches backwards into the rift. You just hear Oreo, and then the rift vanishes. And then, with no leader, the entire place begins to quake with a strange design as crackling red energy begins to formulate around the speaker, a kind of swirling of dust as another entity has entered the scene. One that you have heard of, but not necessarily seen, as two large vampiric wings begin to emerge from the darkness. Something is crawling out from somewhere, possibly the song, and it is still playing. What would you guys like to do?
I'm gonna go towards. Wait, is this entity? Did you say it's near the record? Or
yeah, it's on the giant like phone thing at the top. It has like a giant trumpet piece at the top, and then that's where the music is echoing out, and this weird cloud of red darkness is spinning around it. And from the red darkness, like these wings are beginning to emerge out.
How much do you guys think we need to reverse the song before we destroy it? How vital do you think that is?
You said we could do either one, so
I say we just nuke the
think
thing.
We could just attack it.
Frankie?
Can I spend 2 coins on chainsaw legs and kick the phonograph with a flying horse kick?
Sure, go ahead and roll fight with a +7.
Nice.
So it's that +1 +7.
Okay, so 19, right?
Yes, correct.
With a 19, you spin instead of having like the feathered chain blades, you see now hundreds and hundreds of like needles of horsehair mane begin to spin and rotate into like a lined circular saw around your legs that kind of levitate you up, and you kind of rollerblade in the direction of the phonograph, and you do a jumping spin kick that begins to slice through the top of the phonograph. In that instant, everything begins to meld and shift, almost like the building and structure is beginning to melt away as the music becomes strange and distorted due to like the breaking of the phonograph itself. Clay.
Can I grab the crystal? Oh, sorry.
No, you're kind of like floating above it. You're too high. It's on the needle that's playing the record right now.
Gotcha. Yeah, we'll rotate back.
Clay, you hear from your backpack. Or no, sorry, Penny, you hear from your backpack.
I'm gonna take out the clock.
The pocket watch.
You see the pocket watch is rotating counterclockwise faster and faster.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll brains for me.
Yeah. Five. I'll go ahead and add 1 to that.
Okay. With a 6, you see like the different mechanisms on the phonograph, the different pieces and structures. On the side, there seems to be one piece missing, and it seems to fit the pocket watch.
Okay. I'm gonna... I guess I'll run up and try to fit it on.
Okay. You kind of fit the pocket watch into the place, and you see the dial at the top of the pocket watch like pull out a little bit, and it's also rotating in counterclockwise.
So, and that's one of the gears.
Yeah, the top gear piece
gear.
of the pocket watch.
So can I turn it to start turning clockwise again?
You stop it and begin to turn it, and with that, the record itself begins to rotate as well. But it's still warbly. It's not perfect, as it's being sawed in half by Frankie, who finishes the cut with a flourish. The giant trumpet piece falls, and with it, the weird shadow begins to like distort in place, and everything is now turning bright red as plumes of red fire begin to eject from different parts of the building. The music is now playing in the correct rotation. And all the pieces are in place. Who's currently holding the stone?
Nobody
Which
is.
stone?
Oh,
Right.
Ryan has
okay.
the stones.
Orion, you have the 4 stones put together into near star shape.
Let's connect that last piece.
You walk up to the record, and you put the stone near the needle, and the needle flies away and clicks onto the stone. It solidifies into a star that glows a potent gold, and you feel a strange energy wash over you. You have the choice of making a wish or handing it off to someone else to make the wish.
I want to make a wish.
Okay. What's the wish?
Bring Jamie back.
Okay. As you feel the strange energy begin to pulse out from it, you feel a light hold on your shoulder. And you hear Mr. Gray Sky's voice. This stone grants the wishes of dreams, Orion. If you were to make this, he would be a dream. There is but one path. We must wake and deal with the consequences. The hand lifts from your shoulder. And you look in the direction and you see Copper Pete. His eyes are glowing gold. He extends his hand. I've lived a long time, Orion. But I'd like to live a little longer. If you'd let me.
I want to see you keep living too.
You're gonna keep me waiting? He smiles. The star is still in your hand.
Do I give it to him? Okay. I give it to him.
He takes it. Alright, guys. Wake up. It's a wonderful day in Coyote Canyon.
Gosh.
The sun is shining, birds are singing, and Frankie, you wake up and you are already late.
Darn. Where did I wake up? The office?
Yeah.
I slept in. I had the worst dream. Kept me kept me. I'm gonna just slap on my overalls.
Yeah.
They
The one that
hold
you're
up.
the one that you're currently wearing.
Yeah, I am going to reattach the top of those. Just wipe the oil off that. It's never coming off, and I'm going to hop on my bike and get on to school as quick as I can.
All right. You cycle out towards the school, Clay. You wake in your room. You look around. You kind of get up and you go downstairs, and your Uncle Owen is currently working on some feed stuff.
Well,
what's it?
Not
What's
Uncle Owen. My last name's Owen.
You're thinking something else.
Oh, that's right. What's your uncle's name? It's Owen's Feed Store, isn't it?
Yeah, my last name is Clay Owens.
I mean, it wasn't wrong to say it that way.
No, it's not quite right either, though.
Hold on. We got to figure this out now.
My goodness, what's my uncle's name? Chuck. Uncle Chuck. It's Chuck. Uncle Chuck.
I don't believe it. No, it's Uncle Chuck Owens.
Chuck Owens. Yeah, that's his name.
But I think you've been calling him Uncle Owen. I thought you
No,
were.
I've been calling him Uncle Chuck. I've said
okay.
Chuck the entire time.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
Uncle Chuck is working on some feed stuff at the moment in the store. Hey, Clay.
Yeah, Uncle Chuck?
We had some feed missing this morning. Just like a bag or two. I think the cats got back into the station.
Oh, okay.
So, after school, could you swing by the barn, make sure everything's okay?
Yeah, sure. I had the strangest nightmare, Uncle Chuck. I have the biggest headache.
I imagine you're already late for school, buddy.
Oh, aren't I? Okay. Yeah, I'll deal with that later.
Kimberly,
Mm-hmm.
you wake up, you look around, kind of check underneath your bed. Everything's fine. You feel your rib, it's fine. However, the brace is still there. You kind of remove the brace. Your clothes are clean. You're fine.
I'm just gonna stuff that in my backpack.
Okay.
Oh, do I have the cassette tape?
You dig around your backpack and your stuff, and in the back portion, you find the cassette tape.
It's autographed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Kimberly, you go downstairs. Your father's not home, as per usual. Do you go to school?
Yeah, I check the house. Everything's cool.
Everything
Nothing out of
seems
the
fine.
ordinary. All right.
Everything seems okay.
To school it is. Maybe the others will. Oh, okay. Let's go to school.
Penny, you wake up in your room. It's pitch black. Your curtains are still closed. You walk over and you slide them open. Light filters in. As you look around, your room is how you left it. The chainsaw's still on the floor.
Good. So,
Do you go to school?
yeah.
I forgot to ask, is my bike out front?
Yes.
Is my dad home?
You go downstairs, and your father is currently doing the thing he does with a newspaper. He just kind of reads, and he knows you're vaguely there.
Do I still have his weekly planner?
You do.
Okay. I am gonna go to school, but I go downstairs and I open the weekly planner to this repetitive appointment, and I kind of make him put down his newspaper and put it in front of him.
He kind of looks at you. What are you doing with my planner, Penny?
I found it. It's not like you were around, but I think you need to clear some stuff up for me.
What? My therapist?
Yeah. What's her name?
I don't remember the name. This is GM talking.
It's fine. That's fine. Oh, also, what are these other 3 companies that we have somehow mysteriously acquired?
Penny, I don't know what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
We shouldn't talk about it here. We'll talk about it after school. Go to school, Penny.
Fine. Go.
Orion, you wake on top of your trailer. You're staring up at the sky.
I get up and frantically look around for Jamie.
You get up and you start looking around at the campsite, and you find the Nugents, who see you, and it's like, Orion, have you seen Jamie? We've been trying to find him. How'd you know he was missing?
I just walk away.
Okay. Do you go to school?
No.
Okay. You look up in the direction of where the hotel was. There's nothing there. All of you, except for Orion, make it to the school front. All of you being late, you kind of congregate in the front area of the school, seeing each other like arrive.
Hey guys.
Hi.
That was wild, right? That was wild.
So I take it you all remember everything too, right?
I pull out the cassette. I've got an autographed Blam.
You remember how you got it, right?
I do.
Okay. Yeah, I was still in my brace when I woke up this morning. And that was the only evidence I had that it was real. Whatever the dream thing was, happened.
Yeah.
What about Colt?
That's a really good... Anyone seen Orion?
Not yet.
Maybe he actually made it on time. Ahead of us.
Maybe
Orion.
he's wearing Colt right now.
Orion, where did you go?
After some time of processing, I then go to Saguaro.
Okay.
And very seriously sit down in front of him and say, "You're gonna tell me everything you know about the power of Sinkla."
How did you... What? I mean, I've spoken the name a few times, but...
I need to get him back.
Get what back? News apparently hasn't reached Saguaro yet. As we fade out from this discussion, the rest of you start going about your day in school. After school, you notice that Orion has been missing for the majority of the day, and you guys kind of go looking for him, and you meet him up at the Starlight Drive-In. You just in looking around town, you finally found him with the rest of the hippies. As you all kind of congregate together up at the Starlight Drive-In, you go to a more secluded area to talk. Through the conversation, you see from a couple of bushes near the Starlight Drive-In, there is a suit. Just kind of splayed behind a couple bushes. It looks like Quill the Copper Quail.
Okay.
It's just kind of sitting there.
I'll go over and
Okay.
And try to grab the head at least.
You grab the head. It's just the mascot suit.
Yeah.
Who's
I don't
the
think
new-
I need that anymore, honestly. From behind you guys, you see the horse suit of Colt.
Hi, Colt.
Cole, you scoundrel, you.
It took me a little while to get back.
Get back.
Wait, everybody just wait. We need to get this Copper Quail suit back to Jimmy, who actually wears the dang thing.
Okay, that can wait. Colt, what do you mean get back? Where did you go in between?
Well, Orion was so broken up about Jamie. I tried to find out where he went. That weird man. The man in the mask now. He took him. But we can track him, I think, Orion.
We will find him.
There's a break back in the old sanatorium. It leads to another place. I think it's called the Mirage. And that's where the recording ends, and Ryan, sitting in the video store, just huddled and grabbing the radio. Eyes bulging out of your head at the entire broadcast. You turn around and Luke, you're kind of sitting a little ways away, a little stunned by what you just heard. Jessica, you're kind of like sitting cross-legged as you hear the end of the broadcast, as Beck Williams from That Washington Sound kind of finishes what he's saying. Candace kind of stands up and just slowly walks to the next room to try and process.
Guys.
Wait, what about me? Broke his train of thought.
We need to go back to coming attractions.
So you guys are all currently sitting.
Are we currently?
Yeah, you're incoming attractions, just like next to the video wall where the radio is. It was kind of playing the broadcast, and you guys were kind of listening along to it. And then it started getting really weird and a little too familiar. And then Ryan started freaking out.
I'm just sitting next to him, like patting his back. You were right about everything.
Brittany is just patting Ryan on the back.
How many times do I need to be right about everything?
I'm just reassuring you that I remember, and I agree that you're right about everything, so you can calm down.
What,
Dad! Dad, where are you?
Yeah? Dodd says from the ceiling, where he's currently levitated upside down, doing his current, like, math equation.
Dad, I think...
Yeah?
We're gonna have to have a little talk later, okay?
Sure, but hey, check this out. And he drops a paper on top of your head, Jessica. And you pull it. It's the Monster Roster. It's the movie festival. Can we go?
I mean, yeah, sure, Dad.
And he kind of flips off of the top and like lands next to you guys. It's gonna be a lot of fun. There's gonna be like all these crazy monsters. Like, Dad keeps telling me about all these crazy like monster movies. Like, there's the giant lizard that breathes crazy. Do you think I can breathe fire? As he's stammering all these crazy things that he wants to see. Now that it's been a few months since your adventures in Red Oaks. This is the end of Coyote Canyon for this season. we will return with Red Oaks Season 2 Monster Roster soon. Until then, this has been That Washington Sound Coyote Canyon. Thanks, guys.